In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on YouTube as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. When I was a child, I could be considered, and I was considered, an outcast. I was an outcast because I loved to learn. I was considered a nerd. It is sad when those who seek knowledge, those who are curious, those who seek understanding of themselves and the world around them, wanting and wishing to know how things work, wanting to know the policy and the laws and those things which affect their lives. These persons are called nerds and misfits. So I was an outcast because I questioned, because I was intelligent. I was unwanted in this particular clique. I was an outcast because among my own people, my skin color was too dark. I will say that again. I was an outcast because my skin color was too dark. I was an outcast. I was a nerd. My skin color was too dark, and I was too poor. My clothes were not of style. My clothes were not of current fashion. I was too skinny. I was just messed up. So I was ostracized. I was pushed aside from the popular. I was pushed aside from the norm because I questioned things. I wanted to know. I wanted to learn. My skin was too dark. I was a nerd. So my only friends were my pets or other outcasts. It sort of reminds me of an old cartoon or claymation film where Santa Claus went to the land or to the island of misfit toys. All of these were toys. Something was wrong with the toy. Instead of round wheels, the choo-choo train had square wheels. Something was wrong. Something was wrong with me. Or is it something wrong with me? Or is it something wrong with those who judge me? So my friends in my early childhood was Caucasian boys and girls who were ostracized from among their peers. My friends was the fat people, which of course most of y'all are fat now anyway, but when I was growing up, being fat, it wasn't a whole lot of fat folks running around. So that's why you had that cartoon called Fat Albert. Fat Albert was different from the rest of the children because you didn't see that many children overweight. So my friends was fat. My friends was the nerd and the ostracized white children. My friends was the ones, I did not know what homosexuality was, but my friends was the homosexuals. All these type of different things. But we could be friends, and we were true friends, and we loved one another because of being ostracized. But the thing about it was, we accept anybody into our clique, into our, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, we accepted everybody. We could accept you for who you were. Even if you were of the popular people and you wanted to participate in anything we were doing, we were playing basketball, we were playing hopscotch, whatever children did during that period of time, we did not have any prejudice and bias against anybody. We accepted you for who you were. And so here I am, decades. I have to say it because I am that old. Many people are not blessed or have not been blessed and will not be blessed to reach the age that I am right now. So those of you who are young, as you go through time, you get older, you do not become younger. So I would suggest to you to enjoy your youth as much as possible and hope that you are in the same physical and mental shape that I am. Most of you will not be, because some of you are young and in bad shape right now as I speak. That's not my subject. My subject is I will still accept you and love you, like you for who you are, regardless to your age, regardless to your gender, regardless to your sexual orientation, regardless to all these different things. I accept you for who you are. My friends were misfits. There's a deep sickness in this society that you cannot be who you are. They want you to be like something that comes from off the factory floor. When you make an iPod, when you make a car, all of them that's coming off the assembly line, all of them must look and act the same. So you live in a society, and we live in a society that people believe that we should all act and behave the same kind of way, think the same, like the same things, do the same things. And when somebody is outside of the norm, outside of society, then they are frowned upon. But at the same time, y'all hypocrites. These hypocrites talk about diversity. You talk about diversity, but you really don't want diversity. You want somebody to be your robot. You want somebody to be your clone for whatever reason. I had a friend, or I was called a friend by a Christian person. And this Christian person had the audacity to tell me this. Now listen. This Christian person told me, you know we are friends. And we tight like that. But my Bible tells me you're going to go to hell. Now here you are. You know who I am. I'm not trying to be a Christian. I'm not trying to be a Muslim. I'm only trying to be who I am. I don't confess and don't want to be a clone of something. So you know exactly who I am, but you're not who you are. You are wanting to be something that you are not. You are trying to be a clone of somebody. So you're going to tell me, I'm sorry, we cool and everything, but my Bible tells me you're going to go to hell. Even though I've done nothing, and you know I have done nothing to deserve hellfire. I've done nothing to deserve punishment for eternity, but yet and still with a smile. They do this with a smile on their face. They tell you that you're going to go to hell. Because this person is a clone. This person is manufactured. They are a robot. They have become a slave to some type of doctrine, so they do not know, they don't know who they are. I would question an ideology. I would question an opinion. I would question anything that would tell me that my friend, somebody that I know, who is a good of heart, that don't do evil or wickedness, that practice a righteous lifestyle, how in the world could this person be damned to hell for eternity? But they don't question these things. Robots don't question. Clones don't question. Because they don't know who they are. When you listen to this ministry, if you decide to want to help this ministry, and Brother Andre, my assistant, is a witness, and he would bear witness that I accept him for who he was from the very beginning. And he know what he was in the very beginning. I did not sit around and judge him. Oh, brother, you shouldn't smoke that dope. Oh, brother, you shouldn't eat pork. Oh, brother, you shouldn't be a whoremonger. Oh, brother, this. The only thing I could do is make suggestions in order to improve his life. But I did not judge him or condemn him. I accepted him exactly for who he is, no more, no less. Because I know with our friendship, because we are friends, because we are seeking the same common purpose and goal, he's going to get better. And when his getting better means that's good for myself as well as for his own personal self. If you watch the videos, Andre does not have 100% agreement with what I say. Makes no difference. We have the same common purpose and goal, but we are different, and that's what the Reality's Temple on Earth, that's what we represent. Diversity, real diversity. We accept a person for who they are. I'm not trying to make a clone of myself. I want you to be who you are. Do you. When I say do you, I really mean it. But we have a common purpose and goal, and we walk the same path, and we want the same outcome. As long as a person is not trying to hurt another person, we should have no problem with that. But these religions and politics, they hurt people day in and day out. They actually cause people to hate one another. Is that what you want? I wanted to say a few more things, but I run out of time. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. This your brother, the angel slept up 7, the mighty one. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I'm the host of this particular program, known here on YouTube and many other places as the mighty angel slept up 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I do not wish to become like so many that have come before me and express words towards the populace, words of doom, and be like the prophet or the messenger of those of whom call the Most High, those of whom call God. Bring humanity a warning of doom. But it is ironic and funny to me that a person who does not believe in God would also bring to us a warning that a doom is coming, that the end of the world is coming. In nature, you have what they call chain of life. It begins with small creatures, and then it rises to the top predator. In nature, in this life, we must have population control, because although this earth is so massive, for each particular life force requires something different. And if that life force does not get what is required, then it goes extinct. Then it dies off. Thus equal the end of their world. Not the end of the earth. The end of their world. So you don't have the dodo bird. You no longer see the dinosaur. You no longer see so many creatures, because that was the end of their world. Something happened. The end of the world in our reality occurs by disease. A disease can wipe out an entire species, an entire life force. In order to control population, we have disease, and we also have predation, where one life force, in order to live, must prey on another. And if there is too much, then that is the end of the world for that particular life. The human being, regardless to your color, no matter how superior or supreme you may think that you are not outside of these laws of reality. You cannot continue to reproduce and consume and there be no consequence, because this earth, as massive as it is, cannot and does not have the resources you need in order to live the way that you do. There are approximately close to 7 billion people on this planet. And the majority of the human beings are extreme energy consumers. How long do you think that you can continue living this way, having no natural predation? Till this time, there is no disease that has killed off a certain amount of people. You cannot continue to use these resources at the extreme level that you are doing, and there be no consequence. The human being right now as I speak, especially in what we call Western civilization, European countries, they are using more energy, wasting more energy, consuming more resources than these resources can be replaced. So the more they fish, each year the nets become more empty. The more oil they drill, the less oil they are finding. How long at this rate do you believe this can happen? So the human being has become the top predator. But even a top predator must fall victim to something, because you cannot continue to just breed and populate and there be no consequence. In the natural world, the animals who are the top predators in the natural world have an enemy called man. That's why they are surviving the way they do, because there is something that keeps their populations in check. In fact, this person called humanity is driving many of the top predators to extinction. So The powers that be know that at the rate things are going and the way humanity is living, they know with 7 billion people on this planet, we can't continue. There's going to be a consequence of this behavior because there is not enough resources to maintain your life. Yes, plenty of earth, but the resources that you need in order to live how you're living, this cannot be maintained. There's not enough resources. So look, take it as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad always said, take it or let it alone. The powers that be, black man and woman of America, black man and woman of the world, I want you to listen. Since you are on the low end of the pecking order, the powers that be have determined we have to die. You don't believe it because you are married to somebody that's Caucasian, somebody that belongs there. They are part of the race that is in power. So you're not worried about it. But with 7 billion people over consuming, wasting the resources of this planet, and those who are in power want to maintain their lifestyle, it's not that we can continue to live in a certain way, but there are those who want to continue to live a certain lifestyle. And in order to live that type of lifestyle, they can't do that when the population that is not of them continues to grow and take away what they could be using to maintain their life. But see, that's natural because a man protects his DNA, protects his species, and does whatever he can to make sure that his seed lives. Unlike slaves, slave men and women, they work to benefit the slave master. So we fight to make sure Caucasian people live comfortable. We make sure that they live good, while you looking at the majority who are the dark people on this planet. You're setting yourself up, setting your own DNA up for annihilation, to be euthanized. So the scriptures warn us of the end of the world, and it is not the end of the earth, the end of a people, the end of a species. But the Caucasian people, those who are in power, make a mistake because they believe just by killing off those they don't want, they think that's going to make them live longer. But it's not, because they are living unnatural. They are still taking more than what they can replace. So eventually, there's an old saying, when you dig a grave for somebody else, that same grave you might find use for, because you think that by murdering millions, if not billions of people with man-made diseases, by causing war, by getting rid of this certain group of unwanted people, that's going to save your life. The end of the world, see, it's not the end of the earth. The end of people. You have no idea of how many people that have been on this planet, how many great civilizations have been on this planet. Many of them, like ancient Rome, many of them failed because they did not handle the resources. So when you mismanage the resources, when you mistreat the earth, when you are greedy, when you are arrogant, when you are unnatural, then the earth gets rid of you. That is the process that we're seeing. Those of us who become wise, those of us who can see what's going on, if you heed the warning, then perhaps you might have a chance to survive the end of the world. And like the scriptures talk about, enter a new place. Enter that place called the hereafter. Hereafter what? Hereafter the doom of these people who mismanage the resources and mistreat this planet. Maybe you can survive the end of the world. Not the end of the earth, the end of this world. And really we should be happy. Because as long as we've been living here, there's nothing but war, violence, famine, and starvation. You should be ready to go to heaven. Jot down your comments. My time is out. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Just wanted to give us something to think about. Jot down your comments. This was and is the Realist Temple on Earth. Ancestors. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the host of this particular program, known here on YouTube and various places as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I only have about 10 minutes, so on this busy, let ye get busy. Okay. Of course, it has been reported in the media that the Supreme Court of the United States of America is now reviewing a case in relation to what we call affirmative action. And after they make their judgment, it is possible that they could strike down affirmative action. Myself, my own personal opinion, and I believe this is what is needed, is that affirmative action be struck down. Affirmative action must die. Affirmative action must die in order for those who are the descendants of slaves born in America, so that they can begin to accept their reality, so that they can be brought from death to life. Affirmative action and all these other programs and privileges gained by the civil rights era, all of these things need to be struck down. All of these things must be taken away so that the descendants of slaves born in America can see and accept their reality for what it is. And I'll tell you why. Now listen carefully. You have a lion in a cage. If you go to a zoo or you go to some of these places, sometimes they might let you get close enough so that you can pet the lion on his head. You can put your finger by the cage and the lion will lick your finger. Ain't that cute? Some of y'all have experienced that. Ain't that cute? When a dangerous animal, a lion, a leopard, some type of a crocodile, you put your finger near the cage and they lick your finger, or they turn in a certain way and you can pet the dangerous creature. You like that kind of stuff, don't you? Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, I know. First of all, y'all have been conditioned to love slavery. You love to see creatures locked up. You don't mind seeing people locked up. Y'all like seeing things locked up. That's so cute, with a leash around the neck and whatever. That's sick, and that's another subject. But you like we've been conditioned to like slavery. So we really don't, when we talk about incarceration, when we talk about jails and prison, we talk about slavery, we look at it like it's not too much of nothing, because that's just life. But what happens while you are petting the tiger or the bear or the lion, and it just so happened that the cage come open? Then do you believe that lion, that bear or that tiger, you think that it's going to let you pet him on the head or her on the head, or they're going to lick your hand? No, they are going to be the lion that they really are. They are going to be the tiger that they really are, the bear that they really are, because the only thing that was keeping them from tearing your backside up was the fact that they were in a cage. They had a leash on them. They couldn't get their hands on you. Do you know the reason why y'all Negroes, Sambos, and Uncle Toms, and whatever, all these things that you really are, you run around here and you think that you're safe from these races? The only reason why you are safe from races is because through trickery, they give you the illusion that you have attained some type of true citizenship in their country. But see, affirmative action and all these other things that was gained during the civil rights era, that was nothing but a cage for them. They never changed. They are still wild animals. They are still lions, tigers, and bears. And as soon as they strike down affirmative action, in fact, they are going to strike down everything that benefits you, all these laws that protect you. They're going to eventually strike down all of it. And I will be so happy when they do that, so you can see that these people who you marry, these people who you love, these people who you think have made you their equal, they will show you very quickly that nothing has changed except the way the game was being played. They don't like you. You have affirmative action. Affirmative action was created, and our ancestors died and suffered for affirmative action. But in 2012, you don't even benefit, brothers and sisters. The people that benefit are Caucasian women, Asians, and Latinos. Very few black people benefit from affirmative action because our children don't understand the sacrifice, the importance of what affirmative action was. They don't care nothing about, since we did not teach our children their history. We died to sit in front of the bus. If you notice, most black children will go straight to the back of the bus. We died and suffered trying to go to college and get an education. Most of our children, a lot of our children don't care about college. They don't care about education. So affirmative action no longer benefits us anyway. It benefits Asians, Latinos, and white women, and all of them disrespect your ancestors, the one who were the ones that died and sacrificed in order to bring affirmative action onto the law books. And we don't care. But see, all of that, for me, all of that is good. I want you to strike down all of it, because the true colors will reveal who is who. They are not your friends. Can't you see everything that Caucasian people and some of these other folks think that you are associated with? They want to strike down. They believe that the majority of people on welfare are black people, so they are doing everything they can to attack welfare. They are building more jails because they believe it is us who are the majority filling the jails. Anything associated, negative or positive, in relation to you, you know what? Look, brothers and sisters, I know you live in La La Land. But see, these things will take you out of La La Land. These people hate you. And the sad thing about it, black man and woman of America, you have done nothing to none of these people. You've done nothing to Latinos. You've done nothing to Caucasian people. You've done nothing to Asians. You've done nothing to none of these folks. But they have a hatred for you. And you think that somebody loves you. These people do not love you. They are out for themselves. They don't care nothing about you. And any little scrap that you get, they don't want you to have that either. Why is that? These Caucasian people who are leading the charge are no different from their parents. They are the same. The only thing that has changed is the way the game has been played. You have been warned over and over again, but you don't want to listen. So now the floodgates of hell is going to come on you. You're going to get whooped until you have no choice but to do for yourself. Love yourself. And the only friendly face you're going to see is another black face. And you're going to submit because it's going to be done by force. You're going to find out, just like back in the day, you didn't have no friends. Black people had to depend on themselves. You had no friends. Now you think you have friends everywhere. You don't want to do nothing for yourself. You don't want to love yourself. You think all these suckers like you. They don't like you, black man. Look at their actions. You don't have to believe nothing that I say. Look at their actions. They're coming for you. They're coming for your head. These people are no different from their parents. And the sad thing about it, again, we have done nothing to none of these persons. Do you know why they hate you, black man? Do you know why they hate you, black woman, brothers and sisters? We have suffered 400 years going through hell. And they know. See, you don't know who you are. They know who you are. They know what your potential is. They know that if you come up out of your slave mentality, that you have the potential and it's deep within you to bring forth into reality a brand new civilization. They call it the New World Order. But it's not your New World Order. It's a New World Order, but they want to control it. You're not going to control it. Because you are corrupt, you are dishonest, and you are wrong. All these people have failed. At one time, the Chinese ruled the world. At one time, the Japanese ruled the world. The Africans ruled the world. All these suckers, they ruled the world. They failed. They became corrupt, wicked, unrighteous behavior, as the Bible said. They blown their chance. Now, you are what they call the true Jew person. You are the chosen people of this God. It is you. That's why they don't like you. And you have earned it because you've been through hell and you have learned and survived your ordeal just for this time. They already admire you. They already follow us. If you understand what I'm telling us. Now the only thing we have to do is take control of education, government, the religious systems, and all these different things. They will follow you in sports and entertainment. They're going to follow you into the New World Order. That's what they're upset about. It's not meant for them. It's you. And they're jealous of us. You don't know who you are. Learn who you are. Accept your own and be yourself. Understand who that self really is. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. This is the Reality Temple on Earth. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I'm the host of this particular program, known here on YouTube and various other places. I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I would like to just add my little 2 cents in on a subject that my student and minister, Andre Edmond 69, touched on. And the topic that he chose was, can we trust so-called family and friends? And I wanted to add a little bit of something to that particular subject matter. I don't want to hold you long. In fact, just 12 minutes. So on this Vizzy, let ye get busy very quickly. I think my rap is getting a little better. I want to begin by saying this. As many of you know, I was unjustly incarcerated in a mental facility for approximately 10 years. Again, I stress, unjust. Again, I stress that I accept all responsibility for my participation in that which caused that incarceration. What made the incarceration unjust was the length of time and the reasoning behind it. That's another story. But I had, while I was confined, I made friends with, I thought I made friends. Again, I thought I made friends with many, many persons within that institution, from the security staff to the cafeteria staff to the aides, even some of the assistant doctors or whatever. There were many people that were cheering. Now listen to me closely. As long as there was no sign of me getting free, there were many people cheering me on. You can get out, man. What they're doing to you is unjust. God be with you. Now I'm going to say that again. As long as there was no signs that I was going to be free, there were many people cheering me on. But as soon, woo, this is what gets me. But as soon as they found out that it was a possibility that I was breaking the ice, soon as they began to find out that I actually was going to become released, that I was going to be free from this incarceration, many of these people who was go get free, all of a sudden they were becoming silent. There weren't no more smiles. In fact, they began to cheer those of whom they knew were doing wicked things toward not only me, but many of the other clients that was in this facility. This is mind-boggling. This is a mind-boggling phenomenon. How could these people, and many of you are guilty, you claim to be Christian, you claim to be Muslim, you claim to be so good heart, and you see the injustice, you see the wrong, but for some reason, you can't cheer the victim, and you know they are a victim. You cheer the troublemaker. You cheer the murderer. You cheer for the rapist. Many of you are like this. You are a gang of frauds. Jealous. There were many who was jealous of me because I was getting free, not because of a lawyer, not because of somebody was helping me. I was getting and becoming free of this incarceration because I went into the law books and because I learned how to file my own papers. They did not like the fact that I was able to do this on myself. They become jealous because they are unable to do these things. They think that you are supposed to follow the rules of your oppressor. Let me say that again. They believe that you are supposed to follow the rules of your oppressor. You're supposed to do it their way. Nobody who bully, nobody who sue you, nobody who abuse and oppress you is your friend. Why would you listen to them and get advice for somebody who is exploiting you? That is stupid, but these do. And so then in turn, as many of you know, I won a judgment against Google. Very small victory, but at the same time, there are those. Now, it makes no difference. See, I am different from you. I don't have to agree with what you're talking about. I don't have to like you. But I know who the true wicked people are. I know who the barbarians are. I know who the devils are. If I see anybody who stands up and gets a victory against evil, I would cheer you, I would support you. But just because you don't like what I say, just because you don't like something I've done that really ain't about nothing, you just are a hate-filled, nasty, vile person. I can't really describe it. You hate people for no reason. And they childish acting people. But I don't care if I dislike your opinion. I don't care if I really don't like you. But if I see somebody with a victory against a strong force, here you are all over YouTube. They false flagging. They terminate my channel. But at the same time, you'll turn around and tell me, oh, that ain't about nothing. So what, you want a little German? Ain't no but a small class. That's something that has never been done. That's something your ass, lazy ass, have not been able to do. But that shows you how sick. And this is why I tell you, Caucasian people. This is why I tell you, Chinese people. That's why I tell y'all of other so-called races. This black man and woman, the descendants of slaves born in America, they are some sick puppies. Can't you see how sick they are? They hate the people trying to help them. Oh, Lord. Woo! If there's a Jesus, if there's a Muhammad, if there's any God, come help these fools. Please. They actually hate those who are trying to help them. They actually hate that which is in their best interest. Jealous, envious. Some of them are jealous because they want to be the one that filed the lawsuit. They want to be the one to get the attention. They want all that. Any victory that I get represents all of my people, all of the descendants of slaves born in America, whatever I am. My victory is your victory. And anything that anybody do in behalf trying to fight for our people, that's the way it should be seen. It means nothing to me. I want to be on YouTube and I'm fighting for us. We should be fighting for us. It's not about we. It's not about the Reality's Temple. It's not about Brother Andre or Brother Harvey Superboy or any of us that's out here. This is about we trying to do something for us, but we are so filled with hatred, jealousy, and envy for no reason. How can you love the United Snakes of America? This is the bad guy going around bullying and starting trouble all over the earth, and you going to rally and talk about I support America, I love America. In other words, you love evil. I've never seen nobody. These the same people that talk about how peaceful they are, how good they are, but they support evil and wickedness and unrighteous behavior. They don't want to see you successful. You can tell your mother and father and siblings and some of your relations and your best friend, you could win the lottery. They will pretend they're happy until you tell them, I'm not going to give you nothing. Then you'll see the real them come out. Because if I win the lottery and don't want to give nobody nothing, that's my business. you should still see me as who I am. I just have some more money. But when money is involved, you'll see the real person come out. Your mother won't view you the same, your father. Matter of fact, a lot of them are jealous and envious because you won the lottery. We should be happy for somebody. We should be happy for those who are working hard, being successful, or they win the lottery, whatever people, anything positive in somebody's life. But the so-called Negro, the descendants of slaves born in America, are so mentally sick and ill. They hurt those who want to help them. They are so filled with self-hatred. But they will scream with joy if somebody else win the lottery. If somebody else sue Google and win. Oh, they'll jump for joy. They'll talk about it for days. But when another black man, somebody like them, do something positive, they pretend they are happy and they're really not. Jealousy and envy filled with self-hatred. I've never seen and never experienced such a thing. What kind of people are these? These are some sick persons. Very, very sick. And as long as you stay with this mentality, you're going to stay a slave. And your Negro ass deserve to stay a slave. And you deserve for these Caucasians and other people to keep pimping you. You deserve to be pimped. You deserve to be exploited. Because you cheering for them. You want what is good for them and not for yourself. And you belong in this 48-state mental institution called the United Snakes of America. So enjoy. Woo! Thank you for listening. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. And woo! Let us stop the insanity. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth, and I'm Audi 5000. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I'm the host of this particular program, known here on YouTube and various other places as the Mighty One, the mighty, 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 and your Snub Nub 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. Brothers and sisters, those of you who are the descendants of slaves born in America, I would like to ask of you. In fact, I will beg you. We as a people, we need to stop feeding the ego of brothers and sisters. They are still our brothers and sisters, but they have a different agenda. You cannot raise a people. You cannot change your condition of your community by praising certain individuals, by praising and feeding the ego of certain organizations that have shown, and it is clear, do not have the best interest of that community at heart. You should be sick of buying DVDs. You should be sick of pretty speeches. You should be sick of cheerleading people. There are so many folks on YouTube, that's all they do is watch DVDs and cheerlead somebody. I'm with you, brother. And then when you ask them to help you, there is no sign of them, but they with you. We need to get away from cheerleading. We need to get away from celebrity seeking type mentality, feeding these egos. people using our hurt and pain in order to gain celebrity, but yet and still you see no solution. You only see the feeding of that pain, the feeding of that hurt. Now, some have accused me of being a glory hound and celebrity seeker. But you can say whatever you want to out of your mouth, but to prove that is different. Because number one, if I wanted to be a glory hound and celebrity seeker, there are ways, and I have talents that are beyond just this ministry. This ministry, I already know, cannot get me glory and celebrity, a certain amount, but in my life, I have been a comedian. I have worked and been around people like Cedric the Entertainer and Jeff Foxworthy early in their careers, when I myself was a struggling comedian. And I could have been a comedian, but I believe that the rise, that fighting for the liberation and the awakening of a dead people is more important than telling jokes. Sometimes I might throw a little bit of something for y'all, because that's where I was at. I was a singer and a dancer, and I did a little of that even when I was locked up. So I'm very talented if I wanted to do those things. But I don't feel good doing those different things, because there is something greater. We have many singers and dancers and comedians, but we don't have freedom. With all the singers, with all the dancers, how free are you? Look at your neighborhood. With all the money and the education and the voting, all these things that you have, look at our condition. So you need somebody who ain't feeding the ego, somebody that want to do the job for real. I'm not a glory hound. If I was a glory hound, how could I get in trouble? Because I mirror brothers and sisters' video. There are those brothers and sisters who are glory hounds that actually get angry because you mirror their videos, so as many people could see their work that I believe that is beneficial for our people. They actually get mad because I want the credit. Give me the credit. You didn't give me the credit. That shows you these are glory hounds, celebrity seekers, attention seekers. It's all about me. I don't care. I'm looking for what is in the best interest of the people. If I was a glory hound and celebrity seeker, then I would not have helped Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam for 7 to 9 years. I would not give praise to Elijah Muhammad. I would not have given praise to my pastor in the church. I want all the attention myself. That's not what it's about. Celebrity hounds, glory seekers, only promote themselves. It's all about me. They don't mention others, very rarely talk about other people at all, because it's all about me. This is not leadership. This is a waste of time for you and me, brothers and sisters. When you see black men and women that claim that they want to help the black community, but you don't see them rally, you don't see them reaching out their hands to unite with other brothers and sisters, those are nothing but glory hounds and celebrity seekers. They have another agenda. I want you to be a Christian. I want you to be a Muslim. I want you to be whatever. But they use this struggle called black power. They use this struggle called black liberation, black nationalism, however you want to see it. The awakening, the betterment of a people for a questionable agenda. And we got to stop doing that. You have people on YouTube that are actually, what's the word I'm looking for? They are actually inspiring. That's not the word I'm looking for. But they're actually trying to teach black men to hate black women and black women to hate black men. They sit around, how is this helpful for the black community. Putting all your business out in the street so that others can see what's going on, so they can laugh and make mockery of you. And you are glorifying these demons. And I'm telling you right now, all these fools out here, they don't come near me with that foolishness. And they know who I am, but they don't mention my name. But see, you don't have to, because I know who you are also. And I'm sick of you leeching and blood sucking off the black community. And I know that you can't handle this voice. Somebody asked me, how can you say that you are the most powerful voice on YouTube? Because it's a proven fact. But this person that told me that, I asked them, well, challenge this wisdom that comes from this pulpit. And I'll show you why this is the most powerful voice on YouTube. But see, I admire their response, because they said, brother, we on the same side. There's no need for us, from you and me, to challenge one another. We're on the same side. But there are those who are not on the same side. Because if I'm the most powerful voice on YouTube and I'm here to help and raise and awaken the people, and that's what you stand for, then that power, we on the same side. Same common purpose, same kind of goal. But there are those who are leeching and exploiting our people. And these persons must be exposed, and they are weak-bodied. They don't have anything. You ask them certain questions, and you push them, and you poke them. The only thing they can do is get angry and mad and block you. You can't do that in the real world. So why waste your time with these idiots? That ain't about nothing. They weak, they cowards, they don't have no answers. The only thing they can do is feed the problem and get fame, celebrity, and glorification from off your hurt and pain. You don't need people like that no more. I don't care who they are. You have to begin to look out for yourself. Look out for your own self-interest. These people are glory hounds, celebrity seekers. They don't have no real answers. They've been around for a long time. That's why you continue to suffer. When you going to get sick of it, black man? When you going to get sick of it, black woman? Can't you tell when somebody is serious and they have the answers that you're looking for? Taking you back to Egypt. Taking you to Saudi Arabia. Taking you everywhere. And you ain't made it free yet. You still talking. It's time now to change your condition. But you keep giving your energy to those who don't mean nothing. They are your court jesters. They entertain you. Because you really don't want to be free. That's all this whole thing is. It's nothing but entertainment for you. That's why a lot of you can't understand where I'm coming from. Because I am serious as a heart attack. And the answers that you're looking for is right here. The solution is right here. You're giving all these suckers a chance that's proven they ain't about nothing. I'm telling you. Because I know it works. It worked for me personally. And I have no money. I have no vote. Had nothing. So if I'm able to do and accomplish things with nothing, can you imagine what I can do for us as a people? And show you, not lead you, show you how to free yourself. See, not looking for nobody divine. Not looking for no special person. Show you how to think so you can free yourself. Because if you do that, that's less work for me or anybody. When you learn how to make a key and open the door yourself. But that'll never happen as long as you praise these celebrity seekers and these glory hounds. They don't care nothing about you. They out for themselves. They want their ugly face on TV. They want your money so they can live high on the hog. That's all they thinking about, when they should be thinking about what is in the best interest of the black community and a brand new black nation and civilization that's inside of you waiting to come out. Think about it. It's your choice. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. This was and is, as always, the Reality's Temple on Earth. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on YouTube and various other places as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. It has become a very, 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 very sad day in the history of humanity. And I want y'all to listen very closely, because indeed it is very sad that there are a group of adult men with high-powered weapons. Listen again. Adult men, maybe other women, but chances are these of the male persuasion, with high-powered weaponry that would and have fallen so low that they would actually target and attempt to assassinate a child. Many of us who listen to the latest news reports, I believe this occurred in Afghanistan, and they report, and I don't believe everything in the news, but if it is true, surely this is a sad day that grown men, adult men, would target a 14-year-old little girl and attempt to assassinate this baby, because the baby wants to be educated. The baby wants to go outside of the norm of some type of religious fanaticism, that they can explore who they are and seek higher goals and higher knowledge. What is so sad is that within this religious belief system, that these adult people and those who believe in this religious crap, they will applaud and they are happy that, and ooh, this is even more tacky, the child was unarmed. How can you be happy? How can you have pride in yourself shooting down an unarmed 14-year-old little girl? And then you want to be viewed as a man. But see, that's what happens when these religious people, these believers in God, becomes fanatics and zealots. And then, of course, you're going to have those who are religious believers. Well, that ain't me. And they said that is a shame. But see, all religious believers do things and act in ways that is despicable in some way or another. In the Christian religion, see, y'all like to judge people, but you don't like to be judged. Here you are, Christian men and women. One of your commandments, it's not my commandment, it is your commandment that you say God gave to you, whether you are Catholic or Mormon or whatever, any of these offshoots of Christianity. Those of you who believe in the 10 Commandments, one of your 10 Commandments is, thou shalt not kill. But who are the number one murderers? Who are the number one killers? If you go to any prison or jail and you did a poll on all the murderers, the majority of them, you will find that they are Christians, that they are some type of believer in God. But here they are sitting on death row or serving time for life in prison because they broke the 10 Commandments. But if they were real believers and they obeyed their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, you would not be in that situation, because your Bible and your peaceful, quote unquote, your peaceful religion tells you that you should not kill, but it's all right to kill a 14-year-old child. I hope that this poor little girl, I hope that she survives this cowardly, pathetic attempt to take her life, because they are devils, real devils. But this is not a shock, and I don't know how the female, I don't know how that y'all can embrace these religious belief systems when they degrade you. There are prophets of so-called God that are female, but you very rarely hear anybody say anything about them, because the female prophet don't say or do anything worth mentioning. So religion tells you, woman, female, that you are not worth mentioning. In Christianity, they teach you that the woman is nothing but a rib from a man. I don't know how a full-grown woman came from the rib of a man, but somehow it was done. And the woman in the Christian faith is never a leader. You are always a follower, and you are a helper of this bum man. How can you tolerate? Why would you want to embrace something like this? You have these religions, and all these religions were not given to you by some God. They are controlled, and they were created by female-hating males. And as a woman, you should reject those things and accept your reality. Accept your reality that you are just as good. You're just as smart, just as intelligent, and some of y'all are just as strong as any of these bum males are. And you should rally around that which will support you. These things don't support you. As a woman, these religious belief systems, the only thing they would do is justify your murder, justify your being oppressed. These men tell you that you are not worthy of being the head of household. But you've been head of household for thousands of years, taking care of his nasty backside and your children. But you can't be head of household. You're not no leader. In fact, if women were in rule of the world, all this violence that you see, you would not see, because the woman, her nature is to embrace life, not take life. These corrupt males, since they cannot bring life into the world, they have a nature of wanting to control the womb and take life. And that's all that you have seen for the last few thousand years with the male in control. And I want any male to come to me and challenge me. You can attack a woman. but you're not going to attack no man. Woman bashers, woman beaters. And now here they are, these religious zealots, these male cowards. Now they shooting down little girls in the street with high-powered weapons. You think that I'm supposed to respect these religious believers? And here you are, well, I don't do that. As soon as this country says we're going to war, all y'all Christians and some of y'all Muslims, you're going to go down to the office and you're going to allow yourself to be drafted, or you will volunteer to go kill, because at the heart of it, all of you talk all this peace stuff, but really y'all murderers. You killers. You love to oppress. You love to kill. Religious believers. Now, let me make this very clear. There are always exceptions to the rule. So this does not encompass everybody. But the mass majority of religious believers, and please don't say that you are atheist. Please don't say you don't believe in no kind of God at all. Believe in Jesus, believe in Muhammad, believe in some type of God, but please don't say that you don't believe in God at all. As soon as you say, well, I don't believe in God, you ought to see their eyes. They lighten up with hatred. Because they want you to be a clone just like they are. They want you to be a robot just like they are. These people, they are tricksters. They use charity as a way to recruit. You don't care nothing about the starving. You don't care nothing about those who have nothing. You use your religion. You give out charity to people so that you can brainwash them into your zealousy, your religious foolishness. And that's what it is if you allow and justify your religion, justifies hatred and bias and killing of little girls. These people in religion, they gossip, they are greedy, they are materialistic, arrogant and selfish. Listen to how they talk. They arrogant. I'm going to heaven, you going to hell. They think they are special and better than everybody. But the reality of it, the bottom line is, the same coffin that you say that I'm going to go into, you going to go into, if not first. But they are arrogant, think they special. And now these religious zealots, they are happy because they shot down an unarmed little girl. Oh, what kind? And all these religious believers, before you judge anybody, look at yourself. Look at how you treat people, how you are prejudiced and biased, and how you feel with hatred. Before you start judging the Taliban, because all you religious believers, all of you are messed up in your head one way or another. This your brother Taalik, Ibn'rad. Jot down your comments. This was and is the Reality's Temple on earth, and that's just the truth of the matter.